What if instead of having to try so many different things to manifest, what if you could instead automatically and magnetically attract it and easily? I'm going to show you exactly how to do this through TBFA, which is a technique that I created years ago that I typically only share with one-on-one clients, but I find it really beneficial, so I'm going to share it here with you. When you use TBFA, you become a human magnet, automatically attracting what you want without having to overthink it or worry about it or try so hard. So if you are ready to automatically magnetize and attract what you want, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button below. That way I know you're trying it and we can get right into it. And as you can see today, I think I went like full 90s with my hair with the little clips. It is just super hot and humid out, so I just needed to get it out of my face. If you can relate, comment below. It's a very hot summer. And also, really quickly, if you're new here, I'm Mary Kate and I'm a mindset coach and manifesting expert focused on getting you transformational results. My whole channel is all about manifesting, the law of attraction with meditations and more, where I share the tools you need to get the results you want. Here on my channel, I make manifestation make sense. And I post brand new videos every single Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. Now, let's quickly get into TBFA and how to use this effectively. So it's linked and works specifically in this order because each of these letters actually influence and create the next. So let me explain. You are going to use it in this order, and here is what TBFA means. TBFA stands for think, behave, feel, and act or actions. Think, behave, feel, act, actions. And it actually works from the inside out to attract what you want in a really powerful and magnetic way. Because so often when it comes to manifesting, people try to search for or maybe even beg and plead and ask for something outside of themselves. They're looking for solutions everywhere else but from within. But the truth is, manifesting is actually very, very, very internal. It starts within you. And when you can shift everything deeply within, that is when your outside reality actually starts to change. It starts from the inside out. So stop trying so hard when it comes to manifesting. Because the truth is you're manifesting at all times, and you're manifesting at all times already based on TBFA. But when you learn how to harness the actual power of TBFA, it actually makes manifesting automatic. So instead of attracting all the things you're already attracting that you don't like, you can use it to attract what you do want. So here is how it works. It starts with your thoughts. The letter T, the first part of TBFA, thoughts. Whatever you continue to think over and over again forms your beliefs. Your main, prominent, dominant thoughts are actually creating your reality without you even really being consciously aware of it. Because when you think something long enough, you start to believe it. And then those beliefs dictate how you feel. And then how you feel determines how you act or the actions you take. They all influence each other. And that right there shapes your entire reality. So for TBFA, your focus is to put together these pieces of the puzzle in order, and then everything will start to shift. So once you have your thoughts in the right place, supporting you having what you want, you then move to beliefs and you put together that piece of the puzzle. And then you move on to your feelings and then act or actions. Now, here is how to use it. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, I want you to focus on a dominant thought for the day. And I want you to be stubborn and consistent in this specific dominant thought. And honestly, this might feel strange or maybe inauthentic at first because thinking new thoughts requires patience and persistence. You're doing something new. You're choosing to think something new. So let me give you an example of a dominant thought so you know how to do this properly. So let's say you're manifesting money. A dominant thought that you could choose could be something like, money always shows up for me in fun and unexpected ways. Money always shows up for me in fun and unexpected ways. So that is your dominant thought. And I want you to continue to think that thought throughout your day in such a stubborn way that even when your reality tries to tell you otherwise, you commit back to it. Be committed to it, believe it, and almost laugh off any other thoughts that are trying to tell you otherwise. You're training your mind. It requires persistence. And after you do this long enough, it actually becomes something you start to believe, which brings us to B. Once you begin to believe this new dominant thought, your only job is to deepen that belief with more thoughts to support it becoming an automatic core belief. Sounds like a mouthful, but it's not. Find more thoughts so you can believe it even deeper and believe it so much so that eventually you don't need to remind yourself of these dominant thoughts anymore. They become automatic. You've thought it long enough that it formed a core belief. And this is one of those things that I can't tell you how long or when to move on. You'll know it when you feel it. And I know a lot of people get frustrated with that answer. The thing is, Manifesting is very intuitive. I want you to lean into and trust yourself that you will know it when you feel it without questioning it. Start to strengthen and trust your own intuition because you know yourself better than anybody else. So now you have your thoughts and your beliefs on board. And now we move on to feeling. And here's the thing. Feelings are one of those things that they are fluent. They aren't permanent. You're never stuck in one feeling. And it's normal for feelings to fluctuate up and down all day long. And it's not your job to try and grip onto anything or force anything. I really find in manifestation, there is this really bad false belief that you need to be perfectly happy, only thinking happy thoughts, only focusing on the positive, staying in a high vibration at all times. But not only is that not natural, it's not normal, and honestly, it's not even helpful. You are a human being. Allow yourself to feel how you feel. And what I want you to do is instead be aware of your feelings. Be aware when something feels off. Be aware of when things feel good or when things feel bad or when you feel happy or when you feel sad. Be aware of what your feelings are trying to tell you. Don't get stuck in them, but knowing and being aware of your feelings is actually an indicator of what you are thinking and believing in that moment. So if you don't like how you feel, you need to go back and change what you're thinking and believing. Feelings are actually just an indicator. They're a great indicator of where you're at energetically. So this F in TBFA isn't about gripping onto or forcing any kind of feeling. It's mainly in your awareness of your feelings and noticing and allowing them to show you where you're at with your thoughts and your beliefs. Now let's put it all together with this final piece of the puzzle, which is act or actions. And I find that people get this really confused, so I'm going to simplify it. Because the truth is, how you act is a direct reflection of your beliefs and perceptions. You act and take action based on what you believe to be true about life and the world around you. That forms your actions. So if you want to automatically attract what you want and magnetize it, it requires you to think and behave and act like the version of you who's already certain that it's yours. That what you want is not just possible, but it's inevitable. And here's the thing, that doesn't mean taking any major or reckless action or pretending to do anything. You aren't trying to trick the universe. You are essentially getting your subconscious mind on board that you are the type of person that gets to have this specific thing that you want. And like I said, I find a lot of people tend to overthink this and overcomplicate this step. So let me show you the simplest way to apply this act and action step. Here's how to act as if. So moment to moment throughout your day, I want you to ask yourself this question. If this thing were mine, what would I do in this moment? Or if this thing were mine, what action would I take right now? It's as simple as that. If this was mine, what would I be doing? How would I act? And then let it influence your decision making. Let it influence how you get ready in the morning, how you get dressed for the day. Let it influence small behaviors that over time bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And then act and take actions from that point. Does that make sense? If I already had this saying, how would I act? What action would I take? That's actions. So that is TBFA. Think, believe, feel, act, or actions. TBFA. Your thoughts create your beliefs. Your feelings reflect back your thoughts and beliefs. And when you get all of those on board together and you act and take action from the version of yourself who has what you want and is certain of the outcome, this creates such a major, major internal shift, so much so that what you desire will have no choice but to show up. You've already lived it. It's become part of your reality and it will be reflected in your external reality. So try it out for yourself. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. You can also find me over on Instagram and TikTok and Threads at MK Magic Mindset. And if you want to learn more about me, my programs, how to work with me and more, you can visit my website at mkmagicmindset.com and I will see you in the next one. Go ahead and leave me a comment below. I really love reading through them. I will see you next week.